Good morning, everyone. Good. Well, thank you. That was very cheery. I guess we could all sing one last little verse, though. Shut up and dance. Or listen to me, because we've got work to do. Good morning. My name is Scott Sullivan. I'm Director of the University Partnerships for CTR and the Director of Teacher Residencies here at DePaul. And we like to start each public meeting of the program with the DePaul Land Acknowledgement. What the Land Acknowledgement does is give a little solemnity to the situation, to talk about we acknowledge the lands that have been taken from Native Americans, and we want to move forward reading that right now. At DePaul University, we acknowledge that we live and work on traditional Native lands that are home to well over 100 different tribal nations. We extend our respect to all of them, including the Potawatomi, Ojibwe, and Odawa nations, who signed the Treaty of Chicago in 1821 and 1833. We also recognize the Ho-Chunk, Miami, Menominee, Illinois Confederacy, and Peoria people who also maintained relationships with this land. We acknowledge that these sacred homelands were ruptured by the European invasion of the Americas. In 1493, Pope Alexander VI promulgated the doctrine of discovery, which seized native lands and resources with impunity. This doctrine has been used by countries throughout the Americas, including the US, to legitimize colonial policies of displacement and genocide toward Native peoples and to justify colonial legacies of white superiority and global capitalism. We appreciate that today Chicago is home to the 6th largest urban Native population in the United States. We further recognize and support the enduring presence of Native peoples among our faculty, staff, and student body. And in the spirit of St. Vincent de Paul, we reaffirm our commitment, both as an institution and as individuals, to help make our community and our society a more equitable, welcoming, and just place for all. Now I'm going to bring to the stage Karina Carley, who's going to kick off our festivities.
Thank you so much, Scott, for getting us started. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, CTR class of 2025. Come on, give yourselves a round of applause. Today, we really want to just pause and welcome each of you to this very special milestone in your journey. We are here. Stop and feel the moment. So as I was walking around greeting people, people are getting breakfast this morning, getting brunch, giving hugs. I heard, I can't believe we are here. I am so blessed. It feels like yesterday we were at orientation. I have an interview tomorrow. These are all just little things I heard just this morning. The joy and the excitement in this room is palpable. I hope you feel it too. We also want to take a moment to welcome and just express our deep gratitude to our partners. Welcome DePaul professors, admissions, financial aid, registrar, Student Success Center. We have the Dean of College of Ed here, Dean Miller, welcome. We are honored here as well to have the President of DePaul, Rob Manuel. Thank you for being here today. We also want to welcome our AmeriCorps partners, and we have Andres Fernandez here with us today. Welcome. We have some deep gratitude to share with our Chicago Public School partners, all of the training, admin, academy principals. They can't be here right now because they're still in school, but we want to honor them in this moment as well as our mentor teachers who supported. And of course, our AUSL staff. Please give them a round of applause, from the recruitment team to marketing, to all of the staff, and especially our AD team who supported you throughout the year. Please welcome them as well. And we have a very special board member, Cardell. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm truly honored and grateful to share this space with you this morning and this moment with each of you. The Chicago Teacher Residency has graduated nearly 1,500 new teachers, and now it's your turn. Yes, it is. When I look out at this room, one word comes to mind, and that word is esperanza, Hope. Each of you beams the promise of hope. Hope for the more than 3,000 students you will collectively serve next school year. Let that number sink in. Over 3,000 students, each of you has the power to be that transformational teacher for. And I'm not just hopeful for our students. I'm hopeful for our collective futures. Because whether we like it or not, our futures are intertwined. Our joy, our pain, our failures, our successes, they are all connected. Every action we choose to take, and equally as important, choose not to take, ripples outward. That's why I'm calling each of us in this room today to step into our power. And when you have power, your job is to empower someone else. Speak life into each other, and most importantly, into our students. James Baldwin, in his talk to teachers, called effective teaching a revolutionary act. I believe that to be true now more than ever. Choosing to be an educator right now in this very moment that we are in is the most revolutionary act you can make. Because education changes lives, it changes minds, and it changes hearts. I cannot wait to be a witness to the incredible impact that each of you individually, but also collectively will make. And at this time, I would like to welcome Adam Case, AUSL's Executive Director, to the stage. We are excited to be working under his new leadership. One thing I've learned about Adam that you will not read in his LinkedIn bio is that he approaches this work with the mindset that old systems can and should be changed when they're not serving our mission. He also embodies what it means to use your power to empower others. Please help me in welcoming him to the stage.
Hello, AUSL class of 2025. I want to congratulate you on your graduation. You will always have a special place in my heart as the very first graduating class of my tenure. Yes. Now, I have a very distinct honor to introduce our next speaker, the AUSL very first ever Teacher of the Year awardee, Miss Jasmine Portier Haywood. First, let me tell you why we have Miss Jasmine Portier Haywood here today. Over the last year, all of us here, your mentors, your ADs, your professors, we have filled you up with information and with caring and with the hard-won knowledge and expertise. Everything that we have, we try to fill you up with. And now you're heading out into the world to be a teacher. And we have such hopes and dreams, and most of all, belief in each and every one of you. That you will impact students' lives, that you will make a difference, that you will be the absolute best teacher that you can be, that maybe, just a little bit, you will be a bit like Miss Jasmine Portier Haywood, because Jasmine is a true force of nature. There's a lot that I could say about her, that she is a CTR alumnus just like you, that she is a wonderful AUSL mentor, that she is a life-changing first grade teacher at Dewey Elementary, that she has a field trip today and is still here. All the kids are in a bus. No, that's not true. But let me tell you what one of her former students said about her. Sometimes we don't realize how much someone has impacted our lives until we look back. For me, that person is Miss Haywood. When I walked into her classroom for the first time, I was shy. I was nervous. I was unsure of myself. But Miss Haywood had a way of making you feel safe, seen, and important. Her classroom wasn't just a place to learn. It was a place to grow, to dream, and to believe in yourself. And somehow, she made every one of us feel like we mattered. She didn't just teach us the basics, she inspired us. Ms. Haywood inspired me not just through her words, but through her actions. She was patient, she was kind, she was passionate about what she did. She showed all of her students how powerful it is to lead with love, to teach with heart, and to always lift others up. She made me want to be better, not just better as a student, but to be a better person. And I know I'm not the only one she inspired. She planted little seeds of confidence into every single one of her students, and those seeds are still growing today. And if there's one thing that I could offer to my wish for each of you in this year and in this many years to come, to lead with love, to teach with heart, and to always lift others up, I can think of no better words. Congratulations, class of 2025. We can't wait to see the impact you will have. And without further ado, I am very happy to introduce Miss Porty Haywood.
Hello. Today we celebrate a group of dreamers, fighters, advocates, educators, and yes, magic makers. To the graduates of the Chicago Teacher Residency, you've worked through lessons, late nights, you've met standards, built relationships, you fought for equity. You stood in front of students who challenged you, students who surprised you, and students who changed you. Congratulations. But here's the truth. The work ahead won't always be easy. It won't always be neat, but it will always be necessary. It will always be required to have a little bit of magic. I'm not talking about the type of magic that changes pumpkins into carriages. I'm talking about the kind of magic that pulls brilliance out of chaos, joy out of struggle, community out of difference, and hope out of doubt. Yes, that's the type of magic that I challenge you to create again and again and again, the kind that makes a difference. So if you don't remember anything else that I say to you today, remember to make magic happen. Make magic happen when you are at school in early mornings and late at night. Make magic happen through the lesson plans that go great and the ones that don't go like you planned. Make magic happen through the hurt that your students carry and the healing that you can offer through your love and a smile. Make magic happen in the classrooms where multiple languages are spoken, but the main universal one is love. Make magic happen through curriculum that doesn't tell the whole story, but be bold enough to teach the rest of it. Make magic happen through broken systems with bold resistance. Make magic happen through joy, through justice, and joy as justice. Make magic happen through data. Make magic happen through budget cuts. Make magic happen through fear that some of our students may feel by simply living day after day as themselves in this nation. Make magic happen. When you don't feel ready, make it happen. Make it happen when you're tired. Make it happen when the kids start wilding out and doing TikTok videos in the hallway. Make magic happen when it seems impossible because representation matters, presence matters, and your heart matters. Make magic happen because every child deserves to be seen, heard, loved, and believed in. Make magic happen because our classrooms are sacred places that transform lives. Make magic happen through laughter, in the middle of grief, through conflict, through celebrations, and most of all, through love. Make magic happen for them. Make magic happen with them. Make magic happen because of them. I challenge you to let your brilliance shine. Be the teacher you needed that someone else to be for you. Be the teacher that our city deserves. Be their spark, their anchor, their mirror, their advocates, because this work is so much bigger than us. To the class of 2025, if no one told you today, I love you because you took a step for our babies. I honor you because you're going to be their light. I'm proud of you because this work is not easy. And I believe in you because I once sat in your seat. Now go ahead and make magic happen.
Make magic happen. I think for your first graders, magic happens every day. Thank you so much for being their teacher. And thank you to DePaul for 10 years of a wonderful partnership. Good morning, I'm Michael Whitmore, Chief Officer of Teaching and Learning. Congratulations, residents, and many thanks to your friends and families who've been on this journey with you. Let's give them a round of applause. It's my privilege to introduce Dr. Robert Manuel this morning. He began his term at DePaul University's 13th president on August 1st, 2022, and has more than 30 years of academic excellence in higher education. Prior to DePaul, he served as president at the University of Indianapolis, a faith-based institution affiliated with the United Methodist Church. In his effort to support and grow the university, President Rob has been busy connecting with its stakeholders, engaging with 50 different listening groups and collaborating with over 3,000 community members. President Rob helped construct Designing DePaul, a comprehensive collaborative plan that guides DePaul University toward becoming a national leader in quality education. The project's opening statements demonstrate Rob's leadership of caring and conviction, but they are also easily applied to what it means to be an outstanding transformational teacher like you are becoming, both here at DePaul and in your future classrooms. Here are a few of the highlights. Number one, community. We are best when we are in community with each other. Two, mission. We must be unwavering in our commitment to our mission to prepare people to serve the most marginalized in our world, ensuring that everyone who engages with DePaul is equipped and motivated to serve the marginalized in every walk of life throughout their lives. Three, values. We must uphold a demonstrated commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, sustainability, radical hospitality, and a servant heart. And finally, innovation. To meet the needs of a post-pandemic world, we must collectively participate in relevant, innovative, and inspiring programming, creating new opportunities for our students and community. These statements reflect how President Rob feels about you. You are our future resident graduates, teachers of impact. President Rob knows that changing the world literally begins with you. So thank you. President Rob?
Thank you for that introduction. You're probably the only person who's read Designing DePaul in the last 2 years, but grateful to have it out in the open. I also want to congratulate all of you, the residents who are graduating and moving on into your positions, moving back into the education field or moving into the education field. This is one of the most consequential moments in at least my history in education. And I hope and know that you're ready for the challenges that are going to come before you. I want to tell you, and you know this inherently because you've chosen to be in here, but As I've gone through the last 3 years, which have been filled with the budget cuts, the magical budget cuts that we've been wondering, filled with testifying before Congress, filled with worries about how all people on our campus are going to feel safe and welcomed, I oftentimes went back to two people, Mrs. Pedersini and Mrs. Petrie. They were sisters, and they were my teachers from kindergarten through 5th grade. They kept following me as I moved up, and I thought that was because I was really talented. Turns out their pay grade also followed as they moved up as well. But in those classes with 30 students at the time, they made me think that I was creative. They made me think I was funny. They made me believe that I could do just about anything. And they made me understand the concept of accountability. That's in kindergarten through 5th grade. And I can go back to exercises or lessons or moments or a point where I stuck a pencil up my nose and the eraser fell off and I had to go to the principal and explain to my father, who got pulled out of his work, to what was going on. All of those moments were comforted by Mrs. Pedersini and Mrs. Petrie. And I learned from them along the way. As a 57-year-old man now in a position, I think it's funny that I go back to when I was 5 through 10 or 11 to get some of these lessons that matter. I tell you that because your effects are long lasting. I see I have 3 daughters. I see them going through it now. I see that some of the most impressive people and the motivational people in their life were in the classroom. And that is critical. You know how critical that is. You also know how difficult this moment is. You also know that the world is looking at education in really different ways than it has in the past. How many of you have been in education for more than 5 years? More than 10? 20. It has definitely changed over that time in considerable ways. And now we're faced with this notion of relevance, right? Why do we matter? Budgets can be cut. People can make fun of us. They can tell us that we're on the wrong path. We have to prove to the world why we matter. This is maybe the most controversial thing I'll say today, is that in higher education, the top institutions abrogated their responsibility to tell everybody over the last 25 years that higher ed was a societal value, not an individual value. And as a result, we've lost our status as something that truly transformed the quality of life for people around us. I expect or suspect that that's happening in your area of education as well. And so the next thing we have to put on your shoulders is not just teach in really difficult circumstances, not just figure out how to engage students with diverse and different backgrounds, but now figure out how to manage the value of what you do and the story of what you do, the narrative of what you do for the rest of the world. It's unfortunate, but it's required. And so I'll tell you this next story about being in the fight, which is where you are right now. When I moved to New York City, I came from a dairy farm in Massachusetts. So the largest place I ever lived was about 12,000 people. I moved to New York City and didn't realize how hard it was to get an apartment when you moved in. So I lived in my car for about 3 weeks. And during that time, I found a friend who gave me an apartment, which was it was in the sub-basement. So there's the house, there's the garden level, there's the basement, then there's the sub-basement. And the sub-basement included this little room that was 5 by 5 by 5. So I'm 5'7", I had to stand like this. And it delivered air to me through a pipe that came down in the ceiling. And if you wanted to cool off, you had to lay right underneath that pipe. And it was so small that I could sit on my bed, turn on the oven, and flush the toilet without moving. It was all right there. And it was so deep that it was over the subway by only about 20 feet. So every time the subway came through, it would all shake. And I don't think, my wife's not here, of 25 years, I've ever been happier than living in that moment by myself in a place because I was there. I was there learning. I was there inside of some significant arguments about online education and higher education. And I was in the fight. It's difficult. You get bloodied, you get hit, you get put down. You oftentimes don't have all of the tools that you need. But being in that fight matters, and not giving up matters more. I have ultimate faith in all of you. I've seen the residents that have come before you. I've seen some of your backgrounds. I know what you've gone through. I know what you're about to inherit. I have incredible faith and hope for all of you. And so I'll leave you with just 3 thoughts, maybe 4. 1, when you go out there, make sure you continue to discern and not judge. You have to learn at all times. My dissertation was on cultural capitals, the values that people have and how they use those to benefit themselves. And oftentimes people with different capitals get marginalized. Remember, because they get judged. Remember, your job is to figure everybody's path to their greatness so that they can live their best and highest life. You are the Sherpa, the shepherd for that. 2, always be a student. Just when you think that you've learned it all, remember, somebody's looking at it in a different way. Relearn, re-engage, and be with them. The last is to care about your talents. Keep developing your talents, but remember that at some point they all have to accrue to the benefit of other people. Your students for sure, your fellow teachers as well, your communities. You've all balanced this in really meaningful ways already. You're working, you're going to school, you probably have family commitments. You're going to have that same opportunity that's there. And then lastly, remember how unique you are. When the world doesn't value you or value your abilities, come back here. Let us recharge you. Let us help you remember that without you, the world will become a very difficult place to understand and live. You're right now up against significant pressure to change, and maybe to change in ways that you don't feel are comfortable for or appropriate for the kind of delivery of education you do. Find your path through that. Be in the fight. And remember, in 30 years, somebody's going to be sitting on a stage calling your name for being their reason why they could live up to their highest potential. I am so proud of you. Congratulations. And I'm looking forward to see what you do.
Good morning, CTR class of 2025. Woo! You all made it here to this moment today. But one of the biggest supports that you all had to make it here was the AmeriCorps grant. So many of you were recipients of the AmeriCorps grant, and it is my pleasure to introduce one of our wonderful AmeriCorps partners, Mr. Andres Fernandez, who is the executive director of the Serve Illinois Commission. Help me welcome him to the stage.
Buenos dias. Good morning, class of 2025. On behalf of the Serve Illinois Commission and the Illinois Department of Human Services, I definitely am proud to be here and honored to be here. I am very fortunate to be in the room filled with greatness. Look at each other, look around each other. You are great. The level of greatness that I feel here is immense. I think that you are embarking on a path that makes a difference on thousands of lives, and like so many people admire that. Teachers give you something to thrive, a reason to thrive. They give you a chance to believe in yourself. Along with our parents when we're students in school, our parents, sometimes they do, and unfortunately, sometimes they don't give us that reason to thrive. But I can recall so many times teachers were very important to me in giving me that belief. So I'm honored on behalf of so many thousands of students before, thousands of students that will come in the future, and of course, for myself, I'd like to thank you and congratulate you on this great path that you're taking and the great impact that you're going to provide to so many. And as I'd like to quote one of my favorite Instagram influencers, believe it or not, something that he always says and he ends his little reel with is, education is elevation. And thank you for bringing that forth to so many individuals in your future classrooms. Thank you.
Hey, good morning. All right, so before we dive into our year in review slideshow, I just want to pause and say you made it like everyone else has. Through the hard days, the breakthroughs, the growing pains, you've showed up again and again. This year just wasn't about making lesson plans or managing a classroom. It was about becoming. So becoming the kind of teacher who leads with heart, with purpose, and with a deep belief in your students and yourselves. You've laughed, you've cried, you've questioned, you've been up since midnight many times, and every moment brought you closer to the educator you are today. So this slideshow is a small way to honor the joy and the commitment and the transformation that unfolded this year. So they aren't just photos, they're memories, they're milestones, and they're a celebration of how far you've come. So take a deep breath and just relax and let yourself be proud of yourself. This is your story and it's just getting started. So go ahead, roll the show.
Kiss, bliss. Good God, if there's nothing missing. attention. Cause I'm so sweet, supersonic, over easy. Yeah. Can't get enough of that good stuff. Gotta soak it up. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Oh yeah, gotta soak it up. Goodness, coming through. Goodness, coming through. Goodness, coming through. Gotta soak it up. Long week, had a long year too. Getting harder to see, brand new. So I keep on smiling like I do. One look in the mirror and I'm back in the mood. Cause I'm so sweet, supersonic, over easy. Yeah. Can't get enough of that good stuff. Gotta soak it up. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Oh yeah, gotta soak it up. Goodness, coming through. Goodness, coming through. Goodness, coming through. Gotta soak it up. Today's gonna be a good day. Today's gonna be a good day. Okay, today's gonna be a good day. Today, today's gonna be a good day. Today's gonna be a good day. Okay, today's gonna be a good day. Today, today's gonna be a good day. Today's gonna be a good day. Okay, today's gonna be a good day. Today.
Y'all remember when we played Entourage and Kate was crying because we were like, go, whenever you cheer, Kate like loves it. She gets very emotional. People cheer. But I just wanted to give you another round of applause. That was an amazing year in review. And big shout out and applause to Jessica because that was, a lot of work and time and love and energy that went into that. So yes, we're going to give Jessie a round of applause as well. So we're going to take about 5 minutes, check in with each other, connect, and then we're going to hear from Dean Miller and your amazing resident speakers. Okay, beautiful people, that was 5 minutes. So we're going to ask everybody to find their seats again, please, and thank you. Snap that last selfie, Deidre, and let's get on back. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Scott, come on down. Yeah, I was going to say to the Price is Right, but then I didn't. I missed opportunity.
All right, I don't have to be so serious now. I mean, it's the land acknowledgement is an important thing, but I just wanted to say a couple of quick things to introduce our next speaker, Dean Jennifer Miller. But first, I want to reflect just to take everybody just kind of take a second and think about what we've seen so far today, right? Whether you're President Rob and you're in the fight, whether you're Karina and these are brave times for us to do the work that we do, whether you're Jasmine and you're bringing your magic every day. These are all things to say this message to you. You are special. You are taking on important work that's going to shape the way our nation builds itself for the foreseeable future. And just let that sink in. Teaching is the greatest responsibility that there is, in my opinion, next to parenting maybe, but it's super, super important. And a lot of times, we think about the program, we think about, oh my God, I have a financial aid issue. Oh no, I haven't passed my content exam yet. Oh geez, I've got a project due for my professor and I'm just so far behind. And we're so locked into the minute of just getting through and succeeding that we sometimes lose sight of how big and amazing and wonderful this project that we're enduring is. You're going to teach kids next year. You just taught them this year. Remember on the first day of the program, we're like, welcome to your first day of teaching. And everyone's like, yeah, I don't know where my class is. You're teachers now. This is the true welcome to your first day of teaching. And I want to just give you a big round of applause for that. And I had a really interesting interaction just on our break, and Keisha, I asked permission to share this. She came up to me and she just said, I want to thank you for helping me through. Yeah, because Keisha had a tough year. We all had tough years. Everybody has their own tough moment to get through if you're going to do this program. It's about perseverance, and it's about sticking to the mission of being the best person that you can be for your kids every single day you show up for them in the classroom. And the reason and the way that you do that is here at DePaul University, you get a great education to prepare you for that. Here in the CTR, you get the learned experience to be able to interact every day. And, you know, we had mentioned it earlier. Sometimes the lesson plan doesn't go the way you thought it was going to go, right? Sometimes, that's right. You hear me. Evelyn knows, you know, sometimes things just kind of fall apart, but you get up the next day, you look at your notes before you go in, you prepare your lesson, and you're ready to go again. And to me, that resilience and that ability to get up and take another swing at trying to do what is essentially the Lord's work, right, is what defines you in a way that other jobs don't. You know, there's nothing wrong with being a banker, but if you don't show up that day and grant a loan to somebody, you know, that might be important, but you're going to impact 30 lives next year. What was the number, Karina? 3,000? We'll have 3,000 students impacted by you guys next year. I mean, think about those numbers. And then let's say you all teach 10 years. What is that? I can't do math. Math people help me. Like 30,000, right? Like, I don't know. I taught English. But the idea is this. Today we drop the rock into the puddle. And your rings are going to keep going out. And what's important to us here in the program, you know, we get locked into our own little day-to-day things like, oh, we've got to plan this, we've got to plan that. We want to sit back for a second and really enjoy and really take in the ripples as they go out, because you're doing those ripples and it's amazing, right? So all that is a long way to say. Part of the experience here, and one of the things that we talk about, is the strength of the cohort. Your cohort's determined by your academic programs, right? So little shout out for, let's see, where's the visual art people? Woo! Strong but mighty, the PE. Yeah. There you go. Get the flex. You know, where's my middle grade people? All right. Again, small but mighty. High school folks, bringing it along, right? And the loud and mighty elementary. I know you guys can bring it because you guys have that enthusiasm. And finally, our special ed folk. Let's hear it for you, special ed. Woo! Now, the person I'm about to bring up is a lifelong educator. She, I think, would probably, if the price were right, trade places with you right now. So she could go back and start in the classroom again and have this opportunity with you. Dean Miller has been with the university now for a year and a half. This is your first official graduating class. Second, oh, that's right, you were here last year for that. Sorry, but you started like, you know, whatever. I should have done the math. But as we've established, not a math guy. But Jennifer Miller has been the biggest cheerleader for our program that the college has. She's had the faculty support. She's brought her vision to how she wants our program to run and the way we should interact within the college. So I want to bring Jennifer up to talk to you a little bit about, you know, what's going to happen for you now and talk about our year coming up. Jennifer Miller, everybody. I like the slow walk. Just looking good. Well, that's right. Welcome.
Thank you. I wanted the musical interlude so we can, you know. Good morning, everybody. This is amazing. Isn't this just amazing? I just love I know it is. So I'm very proud to serve as the Dean of the College of Education here at DePaul at our amazing university. I do want to give a shout out to the DePaul team that is here who has supported you all along the way. We have incredible, incredible faculty, and we are all very proud of all the work everybody's doing. So we are very proud to serve as the higher education partner for the Chicago Teacher Residency Program. And I'm really honored and humbled that you allowed me to come and say a few words to join you this morning and welcome you. First, I want to welcome all of the family and friends and supporters of our graduates. I know it has been an intense and demanding year, and I'm certain that you're going to appreciate having your people back. Of course, welcome this morning to our graduates. I get to celebrate with you this morning, and I can't wait to welcome you across the stage on June 14th at our College of Education commencement at Wintrust Arena. I will hug you. Just be aware. Pretty simply, I want to convey to you how amazing you are and how proud we all are to call you DePaul alumni. Our partnership with the CTR is so very connected to how we live and how we practice our Vincentian mission. The Chicago Teacher Residency embodies this mission, and our partnership is authentic and impactful. The CTR program itself is predicated on making teacher preparation accessible to all, and the residents have proven time and again their dedication and their commitment to improving education and expanding opportunities for all, and especially for those who have been historically marginalized and or pushed out. Perhaps more importantly than the partnership, though, is that we must celebrate each of you, the incredible graduates on this momentous occasion. You have persevered this year through a journey of learning, the pursuit of knowledge, and becoming an educator. You've displayed over and over again your desire to have a positive impact on the lives of children and youth and their families. You've demonstrated the responsibility you take toward community empowerment and the power of education to improve lives and expand opportunities. Your dedication to self-improvement and expanding your own worldview is just incredible. I want to acknowledge that each of you has your own unique story. You juggled work, school, your own family commitments, and all along with this pursuit of knowledge. You faced challenges head on, which I'm sure included late nights, busy days, and moments of doubt. You took it all in, and you should be incredibly proud of yourselves for achieving your goals. You proved and modeled that education and learning are lifelong endeavors. I would like to leave you with one concept in your work this year that you also defined the idea of mutual flourishing. You leaned on each other, you worked collaboratively for the success of CTR as a group. This collective support and the willingness to ask for help and reach out to help others also defines our work as educators and as DePaul graduates. The idea of mutual flourishing is that we cannot do this journey alone. So carry forth into your teaching. Please invite me into your classrooms when you're teaching next year, your own successes, and the idea that we are stronger together. Congratulations and enjoy.
I'd like to think that that was for me, but I don't think it was. Anyway, thank you. Okay, so thank you, Dean Miller. We appreciate your partnership so much. Now I am so excited to introduce our cohort speakers. So as Dean Miller talked about how we are together here and mutual flourishing, well, one of the things that really supports that is this cohort model. And so we have a speaker from each cohort who's going to come up and share some remarks. I'm excited to have the speaker from our diverse learner cohort, O Villalobos, begin. Come on up.
Hi, everyone. I'm filled with joy and gratitude to be speaking to the CTR graduating class of 2025. So have a calm response. When I say hard work, you guys say pays off. Hard work. Hard work. Right. I have no doubt that everyone in this room has faced adversity. Facing adversity reveals our truest selves. Despite our differences, we all are crossing paths with the common goal of becoming educators to future generations. We are here to celebrate this milestone. I can feel humanity, love, and community that connects us. Without these elements, we can feel lost in a sea of people. One of my favorite moments of this past year is watching the cohort evolve into a beautiful community of teachers. The friendships we have made will carry into our life beyond DePaul. Without the support of each other, we would not be able to push through. Hard work pays off better when you're able to celebrate it in good company. It felt like hard work showing up every day, but it never felt impossible with all you by my side. Shout out to the DL cohort. With the unwavering support of our loved ones, family, peers, ADs, and professors, it is important for us to recognize and appreciate the perseverance and dedication that led us to this moment. Remember the reasons behind your decision to attend DePaul. Reflect on the goals that inspired you and never lose sight of them. In a world filled with chaos and uncertainty, remind yourself to stand firm in your beliefs and find strength during these challenging times. In the classroom, we have to be prepared to encounter challenging times. Looking back at this year, I think of encountering one student who would run like Sonic the Hedgehog out of the classroom. Hold for a brief demonstration. Thank you. The challenge was trying to keep his attention and motivation. Keeping him attentive and on task seemed nearly impossible. Clearly, he learned differently, and it was my job to champion his learning. Though I did not know what I had in store, this student would become a leader in our class, and we celebrated him no longer eloping. It took patience, emotional resilience, and discipline. It was worth the reward, and I got my steps in. There's so much conflict in the world that separates us from uniting ourselves. We should not let that discourage us. The erasure of communities has long been a staple of American colonialism, a testament to the power dynamics that have shaped our society. It is a reminder that no change can be made in our country without amplifying voices and disrupting systems of oppression. As teachers, it is our responsibility to acknowledge the historical injustices that have marginalized Black, Brown, Indigenous, and LGBTQ+ people, and we must work tirelessly to dismantle the barriers that continue to divide us. It requires more than just words. It demands action, commitment, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. We must create spaces where all voices are heard, where communities are empowered, and where the legacy of colonialism is finally laid to rest. Together, we can build a future that is inclusive, equitable, and just for all. DePaul, an institution, has been a beacon of inspiration and support for many of my fellow graduates, and it's played a significant role in shaping the lives and careers of the class of 2025. And don't forget, hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha. Okay, and thank you all for that amazing speech. Good morning, everyone. Hi. Okay, so I had originally written this speech for the DePaul graduation, but got rejected. So now I get to share it with the people who really matter, all of you. Honestly, it worked out perfectly. Thank you for the awes. It worked out perfectly. A friend once told me I never needed an invitation to the table because I am the table. Clap it. Again, thank you, O. Okay, so let me just start by stating the obvious. We have finally reached a milestone that once felt so far away. After all the long nights and endless assignments, we are finally here. It's almost surreal to stand before you today reflecting on our journey in the AUSL program. I think I can speak for everyone when I say that it has pushed us to the brink of exhaustion and made us question our sanity, but it forced us to grow in ways we never expected. We didn't just survive, we thrived, and we did it together. When I think back to the start of this journey, I remember walking into those first PD sessions wide-eyed, nervous, and thinking, okay, what exactly did I get myself into? But day by day, moment by moment, I saw everyone grow individually. We didn't just learn how to write objectives or manage transitions. We learned how to listen, adapt, and push forward, even when things got hard, and things definitely got hard. I have the honor of speaking on the behalf of the elementary cohort. And since we're such a small but mighty group of people, I want to take a moment to recognize the incredible individuals who made this experience so unforgettable for me. Starting off with my girl, Martha. Your warmth and kindness has been a beacon of light. Your love for affection and hugs has made even the most stressful days feel just a little bit softer. Emily, our resident theater kid and teacher's pet. And I say that with love, Emily, I'm so sorry. Your dedication, eagerness to learn, and passion for teaching reminds us why we started this journey. Your future students are so lucky to have you. Jose, one of the few brave men in our cohort. Your patience, humor, and unwavering commitment to becoming an excellent teacher truly inspires us. I mean, you literally wore a Flintstones costume to school with the matching gladiator shoes. That's real commitment. But seriously, I know your students will absolutely adore you, Jose. Harley, our cat-loving cohort brother. You brought such a unique perspective to our group, and your passion for education is undeniable. We all know that your future classroom will be filled with curiosity, warmth, and a lot of Bitmoji decorations, specifically of him holding his cat. Shikori, your authenticity and self-assurance has been truly inspiring. You've never been afraid to speak your truth or advocate for what matters. You remind us daily to stay true to ourselves and embrace our individuality. Elisa, you're welcome. Elisa, being able to watch your transformation throughout this program has been amazing to witness. Every day we've seen your confidence grow, and I know you're going to be an incredible teacher who will uplift and inspire so many young minds. And finally, there's Jay, a fellow Gamma sister. Oh. Welcome to the Gamma Land. A fiercely intelligent woman and an absolute powerhouse, your brilliance and dedication leaves us all in awe, and I cannot wait to see the impact you make in education or the future trips you'll take. And as for me, I stand here today not just as a resident, but as someone who has been deeply moved by each and every one of you. I've grown into someone who not only believes I belong in the classroom, but that I have something meaningful to offer to my students, thanks to your individual voices that uplifted me in the group. For those who may not know me well, education has always been a dream, but I never fully understood the weight of what being a teacher would mean. Not until I saw my grandparents floating to our entire rancho in Mexico, mi nieta es maestra, my granddaughter is a teacher. To them, that title wasn't just a job, rather it was proof that their sacrifices had meaning. And that hits a little bit more at home now that I just accepted a first grade bilingual teacher position. Thank you, thank you. All right, but let's wrap this up. Let's celebrate the laughter, the late night group meet vent sessions, because I know you guys all share that, the shared stress, Dr. Owens, because she really is that girl, the small victories along the way, because we finally did it. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. How are we doing? Good, good, good. I wanted to thank CTR and I wanted to thank DePaul for having us all here today. I also wanted to thank Kayla, my guitar partner in our old art class. And I want to thank all of you all for being here today. With that said, I have a little pop quiz. CTR residents, except for my table 1 in the front, because you've already heard this speech. What was the first thing that we had to learn how to do? Upstairs in room 120. Shout it out if you remember. The first thing we had to bring to our classrooms before we knew where we were going, before we knew what our sites were. Poster after the poster. The community builders. Thank you, Charisma. Yes, exactly. Round of applause for Charisma. So we learned how to do these community builders before we knew who our students were. We learned again how to do these community builders when we did these host visits, because these were the first impacts that we were having on our students. And no matter where we are in our lives, no matter our age or destination, we all need to know how to build that community. We have had plenty of practice this year, as we just said, between meeting students, communicating with staff, but mostly between each other. I can't think of a more involved community than the CTR residents of 2024-2025. So thank you all. To my wonderful, wonderful art cohort, Every single time I came to DePaul, I made sure to check in with you guys first. To my co-resident, Erin, who I've seen every single day of the year and still haven't gotten sick of me. I make that joke every single time, and it's still true. I'm so glad that it was all of you. To my friends in the PE cohort, even though I only saw you on PD days, to my friends in the elementary cohort who we got to share some classes with, to the middle school cohorts, and the vast DL cohort, all of you out there. Thank you all sincerely for welcoming me, listening to me, and collaborating wholeheartedly with me. This past year, I have been more honest with myself and the people around me than I think I ever have in my whole life. That may be a little bit difficult to believe if you know who I am or if you've talked to me any bit, but COVID has really taken a toll on all of us. I've talked with other residents and other students about the scars that still feel fresh, left behind, still after half a decade. COVID left me, like many others, unsure of my voice, my stance and purpose. Looking around at the crumbling infrastructure, I knew something needed to change. I didn't know where to start or how to do that, and I took a step towards teaching that year, but after seeing the protests and the shutdowns, I took several steps back. I wasn't sure how I could start a profession with so much turbulence and still find my footing. Fast forward to today. We've talked about this quite a bit in our cohorts as well as among our residents. The Department of Education is, as we speak, being dismantled by a man who was voted into office by the very people he is seeking to destroy. A majority of us have already lost funding in the programs that Trump has targeted. When I spoke about this with my staff to my husband, I remember saying, it feels like a hopeless time to be in education, but it also feels like the most important time. From where I am standing in this room, it is very clear to me not only what needs to be done, but how we can do it. Can you guess what that might be? We need to keep building those communities with each other. We need to keep making those connections now more than ever. The more we know about each other, the less we want to cause harm. The less we want to cause harm, the less harm happens. Even just knowing that a word or phrase hurts a comrade makes you stop using it. I've seen it happen in real time with several of you here. All of those PD days that felt like they were taking away from our classroom time, the work is paying off because all it takes is the learning. I will be looking back fondly on those PD days, even the ones where we didn't go out for drinks and tacos afterwards. And karaoke, of course. Every single exit ticket we filled out, I was happy to put the exact same comment. Thank you for building and supporting this community. Melissa, you can check me on those PD exit tickets, by the way. And so I'd like to end this speech with that exact same sentiment. Thank you all so much. We would not be here without each other. Thank you.
Let's go.
Jesus. All right. How y'all doing today? Let's get all right, let's get this show on the roll. All right. My fellow middle grade and secondary cohort, we have finally reached near the end of our milestone of achieving not only our master's degree, but most importantly, we have completed a full year of teaching in the classroom. We have shared plentiful moments of joy, hardship, frustration, and growth since the summer of 2024 to now of May 2025. Before I get into nostalgia moments that happened within this year, let me introduce myself. Marquise, as you know. When I get tired, I'll be cracking a joke or two or laughing about something, as you know, on PD days. My school was at the wonderful and only the National Teachers Academy, where I lovingly enjoy my moments blessing the mathematical minds of the 7th and 8th graders. And I can't wait to continue blessing more minds at mathematics with my math people. Math crew, where you at? Raise a hand for me so these people could see who they could go to for some support. Now, you know, folks don't like math, but we do. Overall, my journey started from hating my previous career in the corporate world, HR. Just like many of us in our cohort shared during PD or during the summer introduction, I wanted more meaning in my life. and connected to something that I enjoy and give back to my community. Again, something else we all share and resonate with each other that brought us close through this year-long journey. Yes, I have made sacrifices that I still dwell on, but I realize those sacrifices will eventually come back to me in my life. We all made sacrifices through this year, and I want you to know too that they will come back or something even better will come or be given to you in your life that is so much better. This mission I want to explore and endure was shared honestly by all of us. We want to find a journey and take a risk in our lives to grow, aspire, and change the next beautiful generations of doctors, lawyers, scientists, engineers, you name it. Now, back to those memories. I did not forget my people. Now, we have preserved through the demands of making one decision after another within minutes or seconds. We have shared a whole hour and a half during class, talking about classroom management during our night class, when it was just to be about how we're feeling today. We have helped one another through assignments and gave each other supportive advice and more personal support through a shoulder to cry or just venting about how this rigorous pace this year has brought to our lives. We have seen the impact of teaching for the youth, whether it's through seeing a student improve in the content we're teaching them, having that growth mindset, or having restorative practices with students and building rapport. We are the community we can rely on. We now know what it takes to be a successful teacher. We can go above and beyond for our students because we all personally take our teaching career to our hearts. Even when we go home, I have utterly enjoyed spending every single one of this moment of life with each and every one of you through this year-long journey, okay? My fellow cohort, especially those few I get to see on a weekend. Let's continue to embrace positivity to our youth and our content area, but most importantly, to ourselves, okay? Because we tripped, we never fold, we conquered those trials and tribulations, my people. We can officially say, no, I am not a resident teacher. I am a science. I am a social studies. I am a math. I am a English teacher on graduation day. Thank you.
For me to have such a serious job, I am such an unserious person. So while I'm up here, I might start sweating, I might start crying, I might start laughing. Just stay with me, okay? Okay. Anywho, thank you to my other fellow speakers. What a fabulous introduction. Those were beautiful. My name is Leah. Noel Khan, the first, second, and third. Where to start? This year was wild. I'm gonna start over. This year was wild. We were broke, tired, over-caffeinated, underpaid, and yet somehow, some way, by the grace of somebody, we showed up to our schools with smiles on our face and love in our hearts. When I first got to DePaul last June, I told myself I was just gonna blend in. I was just gonna be Leah Khan. I'm gonna be super low key. I'm gonna be mad chill, just one of the crowd. Well, that lasted all of 3 hours until somebody asked us to share an experience. And well, the real Leah came spilling out. My cover was blown immediately. I'm just so passionate about everything all the time. In that moment, I realized, how can I still tell my students to show up authentically if I'm trying to hide who I am? I always say, why fit in when you're born to stand out? From there, I made the best friends money could buy, or rather the ones AUSL generously gifted to me for free. When I found out I was the only female PE resident, I won't lie, I thought I was doomed. But while they drove me crazy, absolutely crazy that is, I wouldn't have had it any other way. We made it. And I don't say that lightly. We survived a year of being full-time students, full-time teachers, and full-time snack hoarders. I usually have peanut butter crackers in my pocket. I left them at home today. Heard there was breakfast. There were moments I didn't even make it to PD. And if I did, I was probably late, probably confused and definitely hungry. But still, we stepped into classrooms, into chaos, into communities, and we kept showing up. Some days we crushed it. Other days we were Googling how not to cry while teaching golf during our bathroom breaks. Y'all, golf really ate me. I don't know what it was. I love to golf, and it took me. Marker board configuration wasn't going so well. I don't know. Anywho, and here's to the beautiful, slightly terrifying truth. We're about to walk into classrooms as the real deal. The adult, the teacher. Someone's gonna look at you and say, that's my favorite teacher, and you may not even know it. We'll be the ones to introduce a student to a book that changes their life, or give them the first compliment they've heard all week, or simply be that steady, calm presence in a world that feels anything but. Even if we still call home every Friday, even if we have no idea what we're doing in week 3 or week 10 or last week. I'll miss Edward giving full TED Talks on why humans shouldn't wear shoes. Seriously, ask him. Compelling stuff. He'll talk to you for about 20 minutes, so make sure you have time. I'll miss my AD Jessica's love life advice and job prep talks. My mentor teacher, who became a second mom to me, thank you for modeling not just great teaching, but great care. And most of all, I'll miss all of you. AUSL get me all for free, man. As much as I dragged my feet to PD, it was always worth it because of you. Every single time, I left smiling, probably thinking about how contagious Melissa's laugh is. We may just be one person in the world, but to one student, we may be the world. That's the kind of power we walk with now. So let's step into this next chapter, just like we stepped into this one, nervous, slightly under-caffeinated, but leading with heart. Let's make waves, make differences, make mistakes, and most importantly, let's do what we set out to do. Because we came, we saw, we conquered, and now we teach. Thank you.
A little misty-eyed. Thank you. That was beautiful. Can we just have another round of applause for our amazing resident speakers? So you've heard from so many stakeholders in the room today, right? We've heard from DePaul, we've heard from AmeriCorps, you've heard from your colleagues, and now you're going to get a chance to hear from some CTR community members that have been cheering you along from day 0. And we're going to watch that now.
Hello, 2025 CTR cohort graduates.
We have been with you from the beginning of your journeys.
What a long way you've come since the moment you hit that apply button.
It's been a pleasure to watch you become the educators that you are today.
We can't wait to see the difference you'll make leading your own classrooms.
We're so proud of you and honored to have been a small part of your journey.
And from the entire recruitment team,
congratulations!
Now, just like in your residency program where you question things that you did in teacher moves, next year you're going to make choices that you're going to be like, wasn't the best. I want you to withstand those moments. Why? Because they're just the moments. I also want you to build community and impactful relationships with both your students and your colleagues so that they can also help you withstand in those moments when you feel like you bombed, because you're going to bomb a lot, trust me. I wish you all well next year, and now you have a network of colleagues that you can call on to help you withstand and build.
Don't expect to know everything your first year as a teacher, or even your second or your third. Just remember that teaching is a muscle. It must be grown, and over time, you will be able to fill that teacher toolbox.
Always over plan. There is nothing so scary as getting to the end of your lesson and then looking at the clock and realizing you have 10 minutes left till the bell and you've got nothing planned. So always have a review activity, an extension activity in your pocket. just in case.
The main important thing for making sure that behavior management is so strong in your classroom is to restore broken relationships. I can't tell you how many times that sometimes I wronged the student or a student wronged me, but a simple conversation of, you know what, we're all human, we all make mistakes, can really repair your relationship with that student.
As you continue on your path in the education world, always remember your why. On long days when your students struggle through a lesson or you feel like things could have gone better in your class, do not forget why you chose to do this work. You have a drive to keep growing, a passion for the content you teach, and a love that is so unique to the students who sit in your classroom. Never forget that. Always remember that tomorrow is a new day and a chance to do better than yesterday.
Congratulations on all that you accomplished in this life-changing year with us. And as you move forward into assuming responsibility for your own classroom, your own students, I also sincerely hope that you'll remember the lessons you learned here at DePaul.
Please utilize everything that your mentor has imparted to you during your journey. But I also encourage you to try new things. Teaching is a practice that gets better with time. On your bad days, please, I encourage you to remember your why. On your good days, celebrate.
Completing your residency was probably one of the most challenging things you've ever had to do, but I know firsthand how much of an impact this experience will have on the rest of your journey as a teacher. That's right, I said it, you are a teacher. As you prepare to step into classrooms next year on your own, I want you to remember the 3 G's. 1, growth mindset. Always be open to learning, growing, and adapting to change. 2, gratitude. There will be ups and downs, good times and bad, but always be grateful for the people who have and will be there to support you in your greatness. 3, go with your gut. Trust yourself. Do what's best for you and for your students, and follow your intuition always. I wish you all the best as you continue to make an incredible impact on your students, colleagues, and families. Congratulations!
Hey, CTR class of 2025. We are so proud of you. Here we are almost at your graduation day at DePaul University, and we want to share some words of encouragement with you. I can't believe we're here. From submitting your application to role-playing your first teacher move in our PD session, to taking over your classroom for 7 full days of lead teaching, here we are, and we want to share our message on this special day with you.
We are so proud of each and every one of you for your dedication and care for your students, school communities, coursework, and most importantly, for each other.
This year, you have all learned about our AUSL values of student-centered, community-focused, and tenacious service. We hope you carry these with you as the fully prepared educators we know that you are.
Your energy and excitement is contagious. We're so proud of how you took advantage of the resources and community available to you to make the most of your residency experience.
We are certain you will continue to strive for excellence in your classrooms and your school communities when you officially begin your teaching career in a few short months.
Congratulations!
Class of 2025!
We are so proud of you! Woo!
We're here. All right, before we get up and hug each other and maybe a few tears shed, cry, I just want to take a brief moment to honor Kate Peterson, who's here with us today. Kate was in the very first resident class of AUSL in 2001. She served AUSL for the last 14 years in many capacities. She was a teacher, a mentor, a coach. I was a coach with her. She coached me. And most recently, the director of the CTR. Her impact is undeniable, and we want to just take a moment to honor and recognize her for all her work and thank her for her incredible legacy. And we'd love to honor you with 14 roses for your 14 years of service.
I just want to say thank you all so much for the privilege of being part of your journey. And I'll tag on that thought that as CTR alumni, class of 03, I want to welcome you into your ongoing community. There are teachers in classrooms across the city, really across the nation. There are principals, coaches, foundation leaders, nonprofit leaders who are all part of your alumni community. And we are blessed to have you joining us in it today. So welcome and congratulations.
And without further ado, congratulations, class of 2025. We love you and you are a part of our family forever.